Right. So there's been a lot of drama in Dress to Impress in the past week, specifically in the past, 72 hours. And it feels overwhelming, so I'm just gonna go through it so y'all don't have to. I'm also gonna try to make it not super long because I know a lot of y'all probably don't want to watch an hour-long video about the drama. I literally couldn't. I personally have loved the game since early 2024, and I've spent real money on the game and have the dolls and such. Just a reminder that any opinions in this video are mine and mine alone. And don't attack the devs or anyone mentioned in the video. Also, this is not the opportunity to be bigoted in any way, shape, or form. And if you are, this channel is not for you. So personally, I've actually loved Lady Gaga since Just Dance came out, which I guess reveals that I'm old. But the event for me was underwhelming. It was actually so underwhelming that I fell asleep towards the end of the event. I watched the server I was in go from super excited to just wanting it to end and get the hat and leave. Because a lot of people, I think, thought that they were actually going to meet Lady Gaga, or at least thought that it was going to be more interesting. Well, I knew we weren't going to meet her. I at least thought the outfit contest would be judged by her, and I expected something similar to like the Little Nas X event. I think the event was just a lack of transparency from the devs. Had they told us it was going to be like more of an interview that's like over text, I think it would have been fine. Or maybe we could have done stuff during that time as well so that it wouldn't have just been kind of boring. I think the Lady Gaga collab in general was actually done really well though up until the live event. Like the items, the runways, the themes, it was all cool. However, the live event was just kind of the catalyst for the rest of the drama and why I made this video. Because if it was just the event, I really wouldn't have made any kind of video other than laughing at some of the glitches, because a lot of people have already made videos on the event talking about it. So it's like, well, But there's like more to this. So where the drama really starts is the fallout of the event. A lot of people felt like Lady Gaga wasn't actually at the event and like it was pre-recorded. And I also thought that just because I come from a pre-recorded event in Grow Garden. And I also thought Lady Gaga would be way too busy to actually do the event and that it would just be like some intern in there or something. And I also figured that every question and response would need to actually go through her team to be approved so that no trolls would ask horrible questions and make Lady Gaga be like, what? Once she actually tweeted that she was on and had the picture, I was like, oh, cool, she was actually there. Like, that's awesome. However, the way the mods reacted to this was pretty shitty. One guy posted the tweet in the server, to which B replies, exactly! And then Gigi just resurfaced from the dead to say, clock it. Like, what? Y'all were kind of aggro to us for no reason. It would have been a cool opportunity to celebrate that she was in the game and be like, whoa, we got a legit A-list celebrity in our game. And she has a selfie playing the game, and it's super awesome. Because, like, that's worth celebrating. But for whatever reason, the mods were like, nah, let's just be, like, mildly hostile to the community instead. The other thing is that Gigi's message was the first she's said in forever. And I think she's shown up in some ads, but, like, half the community probably doesn't even know who she is. And her message being back is like, clock it. Like, really? She could have at least addressed the community first and been like, hey, I learned from, like, my mistakes in the past year. But people who already felt let down from the live event were feeling further wronged and disrespected in their messages. Like, by the people's messages. The community was also upset that Call Me Haley and Lana Ray were in the event with Lady Gaga, and that 2 out of 3 of the contest winners were influencers. Personally, like, Call Me Haley and Lana Ray recording the event isn't the worst thing in the world, as streaming it got more eyeballs on the event, and, like, I expected influencers to be there. The contest winners being influencers isn't something I personally expected, but like it kind of makes sense because it's easier to go viral and get engagement if you have more followers. That being said, I also figured Lady Gaga herself would go through the tag at some point to pick out the winners, because that's what was advertised. There wasn't really a cutoff time for when submissions would not be accepted or considered anymore, but like who knows? Maybe she did actually pick the influencers. But I don't know. I mean, she probably doesn't have time to go through them a lot. But yeah, that being said, I do think more of the community should have been in the server with Lady Gaga so that there could have been more of a chance to meet her, though. Like, obviously, the devs and influencers being there makes sense from both a logistical and marketing perspective, but I think the community felt misled, and that's obviously something that needs to be addressed. Which, I mean, a lot of this could have been due to the Lady Gaga team, but I think that, again, something that needs to be addressed. But, like, how well was all of this addressed? Not very at all, because B had a bit of a non-apology. But she did say that the Lady Gaga team requested Lana and Haley to be there, so, like, that's confirmed. Right, so I'm gonna just restate this here because I've been seeing a lot of transphobic shit. If you're gonna be using B's actions as an excuse to be transphobic, just leave. Dislike the video. I really don't give a shit. You're not an ally to trans people if your allyship is conditional to how much you like the person. Also, don't give B death threats because that's also not okay. Just don't use the situation as an excuse to be a shitty person. Don't stoop to B's level. So, people who watch B on Twitch were quick to share that she called anyone unsatisfied with the event crazy, hateful, and miserable. And she did that all on stream. I don't think it takes a genius to figure out why that went over poorly with the community. During the fallout, though, B made an initial message and sent it to the server with an everyone ping. And she was like, "We're very sorry for anyone who stated they felt misled. I feel confident we made it clear that the event was a Q&A and a virtual meet and greet." But where's the meet and greet? Reading back the announcements, we did clearly mention both of these things. Perhaps we should not have assumed that it would be obvious to people that we couldn't get 500,000 people all on her server. That's on us, and next time we will be clear about that. Everything we said or posted had to be approved by all parties, and much of the language used is what was asked of us. None of those people, ourselves included, thought people would assume that all of the hundreds and thousands of attendees would personally meet Gaga by themselves in her server. It would be physically impossible. We also did include a disclaimer on the event page that 2 million people signed up to. I have attached a screenshot of below of said disclaimer. Obviously not all 600k people would personally meet Gaga on their own. Okay, I'm just gonna stop right here, and the rest of the apology is gonna be on the screen because I don't know. You can pause the video and read it. I just want to address like the fact that like even within the first paragraph, it's pretty obvious why the community didn't react well to this. I understand that the devs worked hard on the event, and I also simultaneously think criticism, constructive criticism, should be welcome, and that the feeling of those who actually played the event are valid. Seeing how she addressed us in the apology, it really felt condescending, like she was talking to a bunch of children. It felt like she was defending the devs more than actually apologizing as well. While I do think the context of the Lady Gaga team controlling a lot of the aspects is important to mention, I don't think the unhappy reactions to her message or people talking about it in the server should be getting people banned from the server. And I don't think that they should have just gone on and defended themselves either. And I also think They should have addressed the community as not like they were a bunch of 5-year-olds. The youngest you can have a Discord account is 13. So, I mean, yeah, 13's really young, but I mean, 13-year-olds don't want to be talked to like they're children. I was 13 once. I didn't want to be talked to like I was a child. I'm pretty sure 13-year-olds today would probably feel the same way. I think the DTI team may need someone with like an actual degree dealing with PR to do statements, which like I have. If DTI's hiring, I am half kidding. Anyways, the message from B was deleted actually pretty quickly. So this is going to be just like a quick section about Ender. Ender was a mod in Dress to Impress who tried to actually make the community better. For context, they were a mod for an entire year, seeing through the initial Gigi controversy and like most of the game developing to the modern era. And apparently they didn't get paid, which, considering the fact that like Ender's also a minor, that kind of is crossing into like child exploitation. Just what? With all the money Dress to Impress is probably making, I don't see why they wouldn't be paying their mods. And I assumed that they were paying the staff. I was assuming all these kids on the staff team were getting their college degrees taken care of, partially by what was going on. Anyways, enough of that, but Ender suggested to the chat that there could be an organized feedback chat for every update to have like feedback, both positive and negative. And it had a lot of support from the members, but the moderators weren't really keen on it. B in the mod chat was telling the mods not to talk in the general chats for the rest of the day, except for like moderation related issues, and she said to let the community, quote, marinate and get their bullshit out, which is showing that she really doesn't give a shit what the community thinks, and completely also just negates her entire apology. And I guess our criticism is just bullshit. Ender, understandably, was done with everything and replied to a message saying, like in the general chat, saying that the mods didn't like the idea that they had, that the mods weren't supposed to be talking in the main chat, and that they won't give a fuck what people say. Of course, B immediately replied and threatened to demote and strike Ender. Ender resigned. And then it was confirmed that B banned them for essentially no reason. As of making the script, however, they have been unbanned. It's also been confirmed that the staff chats, I guess, are being hidden and deleted from the new staff, and that they're making old chats unreadable. Apparently, according to Ender, and the time that they were on the mod team, the staff chat got purged twice, which, like, you don't purge chats if you're innocent. That's just so weird to do. And that's just a big mess. Okay, so I want to preface that this next part of the video is dealing with a lot of, like, grooming allegations and PDF files, and just kind of a content warning here that this isn't like an easy part of the video to watch. I do wish that the only thing B did was just like be horrible with PR and like be kind of mean to the community behind the scenes. Like, that's not okay, but that's better than what she's actually, more of what she's actually done. Because if this were the only part, then the video would probably just end here. There probably wouldn't be much in the way of like other messages and stuff happening. But unfortunately, people, namely B, have done way more things that I think deserve to be mentioned. So the other day I woke up seeing that B had been let go from the team. At first I thought, hey, maybe it's just due to how she handled things, which was terribly. That was until I saw the fact in that message that there were allegations and that the mod team would potentially be restricted to 18 plus members, which, yeah, I think no one under 18 should be a moderator. However, what B did was beyond terrible. Apparently she and her husband would roleplay as father and daughter in her Discord server. And as well as in Bloxburg. And they didn't do either of those things privately. That in itself is essentially just age play. But others witnessing that is just no, absolutely not. I don't care if I get hate comments for this, but like that's shit you don't do in a kid's game with others there, or in a Discord server with others there. They would openly do PDA while doing this, which is just like, I beg your finest fucking pardon, what the actual fuck? B would just shrug this all off as normal. It's really not normal to do this in a Roblox roleplay game or in a Discord server with other people present. Apparently she also would make a lot of really inappropriate jokes about body parts in the staff team, which is mostly minors. Don't make inappropriate jokes about body parts with children if you're over 18. That's really weird and bad. She also allegedly got with a 16-year-old when she was 20 and was flirting the whole time, and there are a bunch of screenshots showing that this kid was 16, which is just beyond disgusting and illegal and fucked up. And she does not need to have any presence on the internet after this. Just absolutely no. There are many times a teenager confirmed that they were 16. So, yeah. Another YouTuber named Jellybean Machine came forward with a video describing the harassment and bad experience that she had with B, which is linked in the description. You can go watch it. I think their words are better for that experience than mine. I think it's also good to mention here that there was a moderator named Ski. He was transphobic and got demoted. I can't really find a lot about him. Probably because B is absolutely overshadowing him in this situation. So, the other day, the Dress to Impress community finally came out with a statement regarding all of the stuff happening. A moderator named Keol made the statement apologizing to everyone who's affected. And she wanted to apologize. She also apologized to Ender and said that the way his ban was handled was unnecessarily harsh. And she also acknowledged that he was unbanned. She found they had found evidence to terminate Ski and apologized for the damage that his actions caused. Um, there was also more of the thing talking about if there's any proof of disorderly or inappropriate conduct regarding the current staff team, please do not hesitate to reach out. They said, like, please don't attack the remaining staff. And also that channels will slowly be reopened once the moderation team is recovered from losing the management team. The message is, I'm just going to keep it on screen as well, and you can pause to read it because I don't feel like reading all of this. So yeah, I think this is probably the best apology as of the recording of this video. I'm not sure if it really addresses everything, because there's probably more that has come out that I'm not aware of. And I know there's been a lot of people who've said that people on the moderation team should further be demoted for knowing about things that people have said and done. And I don't know if that's all true or not. I have no idea. I'm not sure. Like, it's still a lot, and while I've done a lot of research, I don't quite know all of the tea, I'm sure. But yeah, if there's anything that, like, is missing, please let me know in the comments. I don't want to, like, be missing a giant part of what's been going on. Also, don't send hate to the devs. Don't send hate to the moderators. Don't send hate to Lady Gaga. Don't send hate to people who are involved in this right now. This is all kind of a lot, I think, for everyone involved. And I think that the people who were doing the worst things have been removed from the team, at least with the knowledge I have. But yeah, again, if I've missed stuff, please comment below. This is still a developing story, so things may change. And if so, let me know, or maybe I'll make some kind of follow-up to this. I genuinely hope, though, that the moderators of Dress to Impress can actually genuinely learn from all of this, and that the moderation team will be less toxic and have just better people on there. And that 6 months down the line, the game and everyone is just in a better place. This is personally one of my comfort games, so this has been, like, really distressing enough for me to actually make a video, which I don't generally do on drama. I'm not a drama YouTuber, so I don't really know what I'm doing, but yeah. Normal content will be coming back soon. But yeah, this has been a lot for me, and I think a lot for a lot of people involved. And yeah, hopefully this all works out for the best, and hopefully B isn't on the internet anymore after all of this. I don't think she deserves to be on the internet anymore. And yeah, have a good one. Bye-bye.